What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and to the very first video of 2025. If you click this video, you've already made the decision to break into one of the most exciting, fast-growing, and, let's be honest, lucrative industries of our time, cybersecurity. And let me tell you this is the most important cybersecurity video you will watch in 2025. Why? Because today I'm going to break down a step-by-step roadmap that would take you from absolute zero, which is no degree, no IT experience, no certifications, to how to land your first cybersecurity job. We're talking about everything entry-level roles like SOC analysts, penetration testers, or even your first cybersecurity engineering gig. You'll be able to get all the tools, tips, and strategies you need to stand out and succeed in this increasingly competitive job market. So if you need to, grab a notebook and make sure you stay to the end, and let's build your cybersecurity career together. Trust me, you want to catch every single step because I'm going all in on this video. But before we dive in, if you're new here, I'm Day. I'm a cybersecurity engineer at Amazon, and I've been in the industry for about 5 years with experience spanning various domains, including detection engineering, cloud security, incident response, threat hunting, and most recently, some threat intelligence. If you're looking to stay up to date on the cybersecurity industry and everything technical and career oriented, be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. And also check out the links below for resources that we have, including our Discord community and cybersecurity career newsletter. Also, and it's the winter season, so if you want to get a nice sweatshirt or hoodie for this cold season, our Cyberworks merch store is now open and you can get something that you like while supporting the work that we do on the channel. Be sure to check it out. It will be in the description below. All right, with all that aside, let's start with a little reality check. You see, breaking into cybersecurity isn't as easy as some bootcamp ads or social media headlines or posts might make you believe. Yes, there are thousands of unfilled jobs, but employers aren't just handing out these roles to anyone who applies. They expect you to have skills, certifications, and ideally some hands-on experience, even for entry-level roles. But here's the good news. If you're committed and strategic, you absolutely can land your first cybersecurity job, even if you're starting from scratch. The timeline, well, on average, it's typically 6 to 12 months or more of focused effort, so keep that in mind. But you don't have to be a hacking wizard or have a 4-year degree. What you do need is a clear plan, and that's what exactly I'm going to give you right now in this video. But I need you to know that good things take time. It took Thomas Edison thousands of attempts to finally invent the light bulb, so if you're working on building a solid, long-lasting, fulfilling career, you've got to be persistent and expect it to take some time. All right, let's talk about laying the foundation. This quote that you see here is from Psalm 11 verse 3, written by King David in the Bible, and it makes a powerful point about when foundational principles are compromised, how can anyone maintain integrity and progress? While the broader implications for society are a separate discussion, foundations are the essential building blocks and core principles that form the bedrock of any structure. These foundational elements provide the critical support system for growth, stability, and advancement in any field. In your cybersecurity career, these fundamental components will shape how effectively you can develop and progress in the industry. Now, let's dive into what I consider the absolute cornerstone of your cybersecurity journey and what is essential for establishing a rock-solid foundation for your career. This foundation isn't just about learning a few tools or memorizing some concepts. It's about building a comprehensive understanding that will serve as the launchpad for your entire cybersecurity career path. I want you to think of it as laying the groundwork for a house. Without a proper foundation, nothing else you build will stand securely. So let's tackle this first step with the attention and dedication it deserves, methodically building a solid foundation for your cybersecurity career. So there are 4 core foundational cybersecurity skills that every professional should have, regardless of their specialization within the cybersecurity field. The very first one is IT fundamentals. Now, while cybersecurity may seem super hackish and all of that stuff, a solid foundation in IT basics is essential, and this includes understanding computer hardware components, basic troubleshooting, and system administration tasks. I want you to think of IT fundamentals as the building blocks that support everything else in cybersecurity. Now, you can learn these fundamentals by studying the core topics covered in the CompTIA A+ certification, even if you don't take the exam. I personally took this exam when I was starting my journey to test my knowledge, and you might find it helpful too. However, if you just want to learn the material, you can watch free courses on YouTube that cover all the details, like Professor Messer's course, which I personally used for my own studies. Second thing is the understanding of networking and protocols. Most cybersecurity issues stem from how devices and systems communicate over networks. Understanding data flow is crucial for identifying anomalies, securing configurations, and troubleshooting vulnerabilities. So, you need to master the TCP/IP and OSI models, the UDP protocol, and common protocols like HTTP, HTTPS, DNS, FTP, SMTP, and so on. Learning about networking devices like firewalls, routers, and switches is also essential, along with practicing protocol analysis using tools like Wireshark. I'll be releasing a fundamental networking mini course with everything you need to know for free on YouTube, so keep an eye out for that over the next few weeks, and it'll be linked in the description whenever it releases, so you want to stay subscribed for that. Also remember that a certification like CompTIA Network Plus can help you gain this knowledge. I made a video about this certification a while back, which you can find linked in the description below. Again, I want to add that it's not mandatory to take this certification. All that really matters is you understand the concepts laid out in the curriculum for the certification. I also recommend reading the Practical Packet Analysis book by Chris Sanders and practicing with Wireshark as you read it. This hands-on approach will help you turn your theoretical knowledge into practical skills as you analyze network protocols at the packet level. I'll have a video about this pretty soon, and you'll find it on the card on the screen or in the description below whenever it gets released. The third thing is basics of operating systems, specifically Windows, Linux, and macOS. Attackers frequently target operating system vulnerabilities, so a deep understanding of operating system internals is crucial both for using these systems in your daily cybersecurity work and also for detecting and mitigating security breaches. The key areas to focus on for operating systems at a high level include understanding file systems and permissions, basic command line skills in PowerShell or Bash, nothing too advanced yet, operating system architecture fundamentals, configuring and setting up various operating systems in virtualized environments, basics of file, process, memory, and network management, and general operating systems hardening techniques like disabling unused services. Many of these concepts overlap with what you should already have learned in IT fundamentals, which you can then build upon for this skill set. The reason why understanding operating systems is vital is because they serve as the foundation of modern computing and are frequent targets for cyber attacks. Knowing how they work, including their security features and potential vulnerabilities, is essential for detecting, preventing, and responding to security incidents. Each operating system also has unique security architectures and management tools that security professionals need to understand in order to protect their organization's assets effectively. I'll get into how you can learn all these skills in a bit, but let's move on to the fourth core skill, which is basic programming and scripting. Now, while programming might seem intimidating, it's become essential in today's job market. Most cybersecurity roles now require basic knowledge of languages like Python, Go, or Java, or SQL. Without these skills, you'll likely find yourself in a disadvantage in the industry. Python has been invaluable in my daily work as a cybersecurity engineer. I use it for everything from API interactions and data analysis to building automated security incident response workflows in SOAR platforms. And whether it's CI/CD automation or creating simple scripts for daily tasks, the applications of programming, and specifically Python, are limitless. Understanding code isn't just about automation. It also helps you perform security assessments and also in the identification and analysis of malicious scripts. For beginners, I strongly recommend starting with Python. My top 3 learning resources are Code Crafters, Learn Python the Hard Way, and Code with Mush. You will find links to all of these in the description below. And the fifth and final one is obviously the basics of cybersecurity. Risk is where security meets the business. Organizations understand risk and impact, and this is how you communicate the value of cybersecurity efforts to the appropriate stakeholders. What's the impact of the vulnerability or an attack? What's the likelihood of it occurring? How does it affect the business, customers, and reputation? These considerations are crucial whether you're a SOC analyst, penetration tester, or any other security professional. You've got to realize that cybersecurity isn't just about reacting to threats. It's also about proactively assessing, managing, and mitigating risks. Beyond risks, you need to understand fundamental security concepts, security controls, how business processes align with security operations, encryption, obfuscation, and general cryptographic concepts. You should also learn about threat actors and their motivations, threat vectors and attack surfaces, security architecture, data protection, basic vulnerability management, identity and access management, incident response, policies, compliance, and security awareness practices. These are topics you should pursue after mastering the basics of IT, networking, and operating systems, as those provide the foundation for the application of basic cybersecurity skills. Now, let me show you how to learn these essential skills. I have two excellent resources to recommend. First up is the Google Cybersecurity Professional Certificate. I've created a detailed breakdown of this program in a different video. You definitely want to check that out, which will be linked in the description below. The truth is that this program is a game changer for beginners. It's affordable, self-paced, and gives you hands-on experience with tools like Linux, Python, and MySQL, and these are foundational skills you use in almost every cybersecurity role. Plus, when you finish, you get a discount on the CompTIA Security Plus exam, which is our next stop. The CompTIA Security Plus is like your golden ticket to the cybersecurity certification world. It's widely recognized and introduces you to key concepts like security policies, risk management, cryptography, network security, and several other things. Employers love seeing this on resumes. Alright, now that we've covered the foundational skills, it's time to get hands-on experience through experimentation. This is where theory meets practice, and it's absolutely crucial for your success in cybersecurity. First things first, set up a home lab environment. These doesn't need to be anything expensive. You can start with the basic setup using virtual machines, running different operating systems like Windows or Linux, basic networking tools and security software, security monitoring and analysis tools like Wireshark and Snort. I'd love to actually plug something from a friend of mine and fellow content creator, Grant Collins, and the recent platform called Project Security. Grant doesn't know I'm doing this, and neither did he ask me to do it, but he's done an amazing job with it, and I think it's a great place to start for a cybersecurity home lab. Definitely check it out and give Grant's channel a subscribe if you haven't yet. Next, start practicing with hands-on platforms. Here are some excellent resources to begin with. First and foremost, the most popular one, Try Hack Me. It's perfect for beginners and offers structured learning paths and practical exercises. Hack the Box, it's more challenging and it's a little bit more focused on penetration testing and offensive security, although they've recently been releasing things like Sherlock's and their recent CDSA certification. Next, of course, is Blue Team Labs Online, which is an excellent platform for defensive security practice. And finally, Cyber Defenders, which has a huge focus on blue team scenarios, threat hunting, forensics, and all of that fun stuff. With your experimentation, document everything you learn. Keep detailed notes of your experiments, your successes, and your failures. This documentation will be invaluable for your resume, blogs, portfolio, and also for future job interviews. Ultimately, I want you to know this. Experimentation isn't just about following tutorials. It's about understanding what you're doing and why. So try to break things in your lab environment, of course, fix them, and then learn from the process. Certifications. Let's dive deep into certifications. I'll break them down into two domains, offensive security and defensive security. I know there are other aspects of cybersecurity, but I'm focusing on these just for the sake of this video. Now, I'll focus on practical certifications since hands-on skills are what matter the most in the 2025 and beyond job market. For those just starting in defensive security, I recommend two excellent entry-level options depending on your budget. The first one is the Practical SOC Analyst Associate Certification from TCM Security, or the Blue Team Level 1 from Security Blue Team. If you want to push your skills further, consider the Practical Junior Malware Research Professional from TCM Security, Blue Team Level 2 from Security Blue Team, Certified Cyber Defender from Cyber Defenders, Hack the Box Certified Defensive Security Analyst, or OffSec's Defense Analyst Certification. I've made videos on either all of these or most of this, so definitely check them out in my certification playlist and Blue Team content playlist if you're looking for my personal opinion and reviews of these certifications. And for those looking to specialize even further, you can check out the eLearn Security Certified Incident Responder for incident response, eLearn Security Certified Threat Hunting Professional for threat hunting, OffSec Threat Hunter for the same thing, OffSec Certified Incident Responder for incident response. And I've also created detailed videos specifically about OffSec's training. You'll find a playlist for that in the description. But at this advanced level, OffSec's training is my personal recommendation. Beyond these foundational skills, let's explore additional advanced defensive skills for those who'd like to dig even deeper. First is advanced malware analysis. TCM Security's Practical Malware Research Professional certification is an excellent path for this specialization. Next is enterprise security and digital forensics and incident response. And lucrative Security offers training to help you develop these advanced defensive capabilities. Another advanced skill focuses on Linux and Windows investigation techniques. The Platform 13 Cubed offers in-depth training on memory investigation and advanced forensic analysis. Finally, for those interested in Linux security, which is becoming increasingly important, the Linux attack detection and live forensics course from Defensive Security covers hands-on analysis of user space and kernel space Linux rootkits, C2 frameworks, and tools. Through this course, you'll master low-level Linux attack paths, deepen your understanding of Linux internals, enhance your detection capabilities, learn about Linux telemetry, and prepare for emerging Linux threats. Some of the courses I've mentioned will have affiliate links in the description below, and some with special discounts if you use my link, so definitely check them out to support what we're doing on the channel. Now, for those that are starting out in offensive security, you have several excellent options depending on your budget. I recommend either the eLearn Security Junior Pen Tester or the Practical Junior Penetration Tester from TCM Security to get started. To advance your skills further, consider intermediate certifications including the Practical Network Penetration Tester from TCM Security, the OSCP from OffSec, the CPTS from Hack the Box, the Certified Red Team Operator from Zero Point Security, or the ECPPT from eLearn Security. For advanced specialization, consider the Hack the Box Certified Bug Bounty Hunter, Red Team Ops 2 from Zero Point Security, OSWE, OSED, and OSEP from OffSec, or the Certified Web Exploitation Expert from Hack the Box. You'll also find affiliate links for some of these courses in the description below and some with special discounts through my link. Now, keep in mind, you don't need to get all or any of these certifications. If you can, that's great for your knowledge base, but this overview is meant to help you choose what's available at different difficulty levels based on your budget, time, and learning goals. Apply this information strategically to your situation. Now, it's important to recognize that certifications alone won't land you the job. Employers want to see practical skills, and here's where you can get ahead of the pack. Like I mentioned earlier on, you want to have a home lab using virtualization software like VirtualBox or VMware to create isolated environments for testing the things you're learning, testing the security tools, practicing instant response, and experimenting with different operating systems, network configurations, exploits, vulnerabilities, and all of these things. You can definitely practice on platforms like TryHackMe, Hack the Box, Cyber Defenders, Blue Team Labs Online, and go through the paths from TryHackMe SOC Level 1 or Cyber Defense Pathway or the Junior Penetration Testing path. But ultimately, you still want to be able to practice these things in your own environment if you can. And what this will do is teach you how to use tools like Nmap, Splunk, Wireshark, Snort, and several others that are used daily in different cybersecurity roles. The combination of these certifications, especially the hands-on ones, and your own practice and labs is going to be your secret weapon, and trust me, it works. Alright, the next step is crafting a killer resume. This is where so many people drop the ball. They spend so many months studying, earning certifications, building their skills, but then throw together a resume in just 10 minutes. Don't be that person. Your resume needs to do 3 things. First, highlight your certifications and skills upfront. Use action verbs like analyzed, triaged, investigated, or automated. 2, include a project section. This is where you showcase the hands-on labs and personal projects you've completed. For example, configured Splunk to analyze network logs, conducted research on new malware samples from the recent Redline InfoStealer campaign, built a home lab to simulate privilege escalation attacks, and created detection rules. Third, tailor your resume to the role you're applying for. If the job requires experience with SIEM tools, make sure to specifically highlight your experience with Splunk or Microsoft Sentinel and make that front and center. And don't forget, less is more. Keep it concise, but impactful. Now, let's be honest, if you're just getting started in cybersecurity, your resume will initially be very blank and filled mostly with your coursework. But as you progress with classes, projects, labs, and CTFs, you start to fill that in. So if you need any help getting started, definitely check out the resume that I link in the description below or reach out in the Discord for resume help. Now, again, we do offer this at the cost of a latte or maybe even cheaper based on when you're living. So if you can spare the cost of your latte at Starbucks for one day, we could definitely help you out. Now, the reason why your resume is fundamental in this process is because every applicant has a resume, but most of them are subpar because they aren't optimized. It doesn't matter how skilled you are if your resume fails to communicate your abilities clearly. I already have a detailed video covering resume crafting, and I've given you the 3 things your resume should do. However, there are 4 more non-negotiable elements you need to focus on. First and foremost, use a clean professional template. You can get my recommended template via the link in the description, or for free, you can find suitable ones on platforms like Overleaf or even Google Docs. I've seen too many resumes written by distracting colors, unnecessary graphics, symbols, or even photos of the candidates on the page. These elements don't add value, they detract from it. So stick to a simple professional design that shows that you mean business. Next, lead with your most relevant experience. I know many of you are students without much professional experience yet. That's okay, but focus on highlighting any technical or cybersecurity related experience that you may have. Employers want to see demonstrable skills, so prioritize your labs, projects, certifications, and volunteer work. Have you participated in a cybersecurity club? Have you competed in a Capture the Flag or CTF event? Or have you worked on independent projects? All of that is gold, so put it front and center. For example, if you've set up a small-scale security monitoring system using open source tools, that's incredibly relevant. And it's similar to my cybersecurity detection and monitoring lab that helped me launch my career. Essentially, you want to be specific about the tools you used, the outcomes you achieved, and the skills you gained. Did you analyze logs for suspicious activity? Did you perform vulnerability scans? Did you conduct penetration testing? Spell it out clearly. Even without formal job experience, your resume should showcase your technical abilities. Use strong action verbs, like I said, like conducted, developed, analyzed, implemented, triaged, and use them to describe your experiences. Finally, cut the fluff. Skip the unrelated hobbies, save those for the interviews where you can show your personality. And I've seen countless resumes that list hobbies like tennis or gaming. These details only distract from your technical skills and dilute the recruiter's focus on your strengths as a cybersecurity candidate. Keep it technical and keep it focused. All right, let's talk about applying strategically. Now, here comes the grind, applying to jobs. Let me be real with you, it's a numbers game. For every 100 applications you might submit, you might get only 2 or 3 interviews. So if you only applied to 10 jobs and haven't heard back yet, well, that's why. So here's how to maximize your chances. First, you have to be consistent. Spend 30 minutes every day applying to jobs. Use LinkedIn, Indeed, or even Google search to look for roles like SOC analyst, cybersecurity analyst, GRC analyst, penetration tester, whatever interests you and whatever you have skills for. Secondly, network. Attend meetups, conferences, and local B-sides events. Many people land jobs through these connections, so don't hesitate to ask for advice or even referrals when you meet industry professionals. I've personally landed interviews and jobs through referrals, and I've also personally handed out referrals to people that I know. Here's the truth. In today's competitive market, referrals are king. So if you're serious about landing an internship, you need to leverage your network. If you don't have a network, build one. Start by attending industry events, join our Discord community. We have multiple people offering referrals, and also connect with professionals on LinkedIn. The biggest mistake people make is relying solely on online applications. While applying online is necessary, getting your resume directly into the decision maker's hands is the most effective strategy. Next, you want to be flexible. So you want to stay open to relocating or taking roles that are slightly outside of your dream job. For example, an IT support or help desk role can be a great stepping stone into cybersecurity. Now, I'm not necessarily advocating for salary cuts or relocating if it's not flexible for your family, but try to do what works best for you while still remaining flexible. There's a lot more I could dive into, but these 3 principles sum it up nicely. Be consistent, network, and be flexible. All right, next, let's talk about becoming the best candidate. Employers want the best candidates, so let's make you that person. Here's what makes you stand out beyond the certifications and trainings I talked about. The first thing is, I'm emphasizing this, technical skills in projects. You need to build technical skills, not just collect certifications and theoretical knowledge. You need to document everything you do on a GitHub or personal portfolio site. Here's my perspective on it. Unlike software engineering where platforms like LeetCode or HackerRank might dominate, cybersecurity roles require a broader skill set and sort of assessment methodology. You can expect assessments in interviews that can test for your log analysis, scripting, malware analysis, deobfuscation, and CTF style challenging or challenge solving abilities. So in these cases, it wouldn't be about knowing what the CIA triad is. It would be more about thinking like a defender or an attacker or even both. So you want to start preparing now. Don't wait until you're applying for these jobs because these skills take time to develop, which is why I laid out everything that I said earlier in the video, spending time on platforms like Hack the Box, Try Hack Me, Let's Defend, Cyber Defenders, Blue Team Labs Online, building your own home lab, engaging in real CTF events on sites like Pico CTF. And if you'd like to join our CTF team, we've got one in the Discord. Join us. It'll be linked in the description below. Each platform will expose you to practical scenarios that might mirror what you'll face in the field or an interview. So for example, in many of my interviews for various security engineering or security analyst roles, including my past and previous roles and my current role, I had to demonstrate abilities like analyzing security logs or writing Python scripts or threat modeling cloud environments or hypothesizing detection strategies or detection mechanisms. And this wasn't something I could learn overnight. So thankfully, I'd already done these things and had experience with tools like Splunk and Datadog, so it kind of helped me answer these questions clearly. But that's what you need to aim for. Proficiency built over time, not just crammed in a weekend in preparation for an interview. You want to focus on core skills. And this is where I like to talk about the 80-20 principle, like the Pareto's principle. In cybersecurity, this means prioritizing essential skills like network security, scripting, specifically Python, Bash, or PowerShell, basic offensive security, and log analysis. And there are several platforms, like I said, that have structured labs and courses to guide you through that, but you need to be strategic. I've already talked about all the different labs and platforms and everything like that, and I actually made a video covering different cybersecurity training and lab platforms out there. If you're looking for that, it'll be on a card somewhere in the screen or in the description below. But the main thing is, if you're not proficient at the basics, make it a priority to get hands-on experience, which I've already talked about earlier on in this video. But essentially, as part of becoming the best candidate, you need to have these hands-on skills. And the other crucial aspect of this is building projects. And for those who have followed my content for a while, you know I've been a strong advocate for cybersecurity projects for several years. And this is super important to becoming the best candidate. These projects aren't just resume fillers, they're practical demonstration of your skills and initiatives. And they show potential employers that you're not just learning theory, but applying your knowledge in real-world scenarios. So whether it's the home lab or whatever it is we've talked about, these projects can set you apart from candidates who only have theoretical knowledge. I've personally had several job interviews, including the one that landed me a cybersecurity engineering internship at Intel that just basically turned into conversations about my technical projects. And this only happened because I worked hard on these projects and showcased them on my online portfolio. So create projects and showcase them on your portfolio and your resume. And if you need ideas, I've made a video about this. Check it out. It'll be on a card on the screen or in the description below. The bottom line is you're putting yourself way ahead of others by getting these hands-on skills and showcasing them. This is how you will stand out in interviews, by showing that you have hands-on experience, not just theoretical knowledge, and by taking the initiative of your own career and education. Now, the second part of becoming the best candidates is your soft skills and your interviewing skills. Having technical skills is not enough. You need to be able to know how to communicate these skills effectively in an interview. Too many candidates focus solely on technical expertise while neglecting soft skills, which are equally crucial. You must learn to explain technical concepts simply. And during interviews, you will often present your thought process to non-technical stakeholders sometimes, and this shapes their impression of your communication abilities, critical thinking, and cultural fit for the role. The employer wants to see that you can both solve problems and clearly explain your solutions while working well with others. So, during interviews, don't just answer questions, walk through your reasoning. Employers value candidates who can explain their problem-solving approach, solution choices, and implementation plans. And if it works for you, try to use the STAR format. You can practice by verbalizing your approach while solving problems even when you're alone. And the more you practice, the more natural it will feel in an actual interview. I know it sounds crazy, but if you're like me, and earlier on, when I struggled with social and conversational skills, I would practice in front of a mirror while I was driving or even under my breath. Winston Churchill, who is one of history's greatest orators, spent hours rehearsing his powerful speeches, perfecting every pause and inflection in front of mirrors for years. So what makes you think it's not worth the effort? Just practice. Being personable is just as important as every other thing we've talked about. Connect with your interviewer, show genuine enthusiasm for the role and the company, and research beforehand so you can ask thoughtful questions to your interviewers. When an interviewer mentions some security incident or tool that they use, show genuine interest and share relevant experiences, and this demonstrates your engagement and your proactive qualities that may help you stand out. Now, I know that some interviewers can be stuck up, and that's fine. they're probably someone you wouldn't want to work with anyway, so just chalk it up to the game. And if interviews scare you or challenge you, try mock sessions with your friends, your mentors, or other professionals. Again, join our Discord, we can also help with that. Beyond our free tier, we offer paid coaching sessions where for a small fee, I will personally guide you through cybersecurity interview preparation. And some of our recent clients have shown remarkable improvements in their interviewing abilities over just a few weeks. With interviewing, it comes down to mastering two main things: staying composed under pressure and clearly explaining technical concepts. And I'm here to help you develop both. All right, let's talk about something that is sometimes the elephant in the room. Do you need a college degree for cybersecurity? The short answer is no. I've seen many successful professionals in cybersecurity without degrees. However, a degree can provide certain advantages. The first thing is a structured learning path. College programs offer a comprehensive curriculum covering fundamentals of computing, networking, and security principles. I made a video about the importance of structured learning, and you can check it out in the description below. Secondly is internship opportunities. Many top companies directly recruit from universities for internship programs, and this can lead to full-time positions. So if you're particularly interested in getting a cybersecurity internship, I also made a video about that, and I've received so much great feedback about the actionable advice in it. You check it out. It'll be linked in the description below. The third thing with college is network building. College environments provide opportunities to connect with your peers, professors, and industry professionals. But here's the truth. What matters most is your skills and practical experience, not your credentials. If you choose not to pursue a degree or a cybersecurity degree, focus on the things we've already talked about in this video so far. Building a strong portfolio of projects, obtaining industry-recognized certification, gaining hands-on experience through labs and CTF competitions. But if you do decide to pursue a degree, consider programs in cybersecurity if it's applicable, computer science, information technology, information systems, or anything closely related to that. Finally, if you need help deciding on a specific school, I also made a video about that, and it will be linked in the description below. But remember, whether you choose college or not, your success in cybersecurity depends more on your dedication to continuous learning and practical skill development rather than on formal education. All right, we're getting close to the end here. So once you've landed your first role and you want to consider specializing, here are some high demand paths to consider once you're starting to build experience within your first role. The first one is threat detection engineering, threat detection or detection engineering. On the tooling side, this focuses on mastering industry standard security information and event management, SIM, tools, and overall threat detection tools like Splunk, Elastic, or Microsoft Sentinel. You will need to learn how to develop, implement, and fine-tune detection rules while continuously monitoring for potential security threats across the organization's infrastructure. This role typically involves some security research, analyzing security logs, creating custom correlation rules, managing the detection platform, and maintaining a robust threat detection framework. I've made a few videos and vlogs in the past about my experience working as a detection engineer, specifically focused on cloud. I did a dog a few years back. I'll leave a link to it. It's mostly vlogs, but you can get an idea of some of my work as a detection engineer, specifically for cloud environments and SaaS environments as well. The next specialization is cloud security. So this specialization involves mastering the intricacies of major cloud platforms like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, IBM Cloud, Oracle, all the ones out there. You will need to learn how to architect and implement robust security controls, manage identity and access management or IAM, configure security groups and network ACLs, monitor cloud resources for vulnerabilities, and ensure compliance with industry standards and regulations. Cloud security professionals also need to understand containerization security sometimes, some serverless security sometimes, and cloud native security tools while ensuring to stay current with evolving cloud security best practices and compliance frameworks. I have a cloud security engineer roadmap video coming in a few weeks, so keep an eye out for that. Next is application security. This domain typically involves mastery of most, or if not all, of the OWASP top vulnerabilities, how they work, what they are, and how they exist in applications, and becoming proficient with methodologies and tools for secure code analysis, including static and dynamic application security testing, SAST or DAST, and the tools and solutions that can help with this. Beyond tooling, you would also need to learn how to conduct thorough code reviews, identify potential security flaws in code, and implement secure coding practices through the software development lifecycle. You'd also want to understand common web application vulnerabilities and their mitigations. Now, there are several other cybersecurity roles and paths out there, but these are some of the more common ones. Ultimately, you will need to pick the path that excites you the most and become either a specialist or, personally, what I prefer, a generalized specialist. This is someone who has deep expertise in a specific area, but also maintains broad knowledge across related domains. They specialize in one particular aspect of cybersecurity while still understanding how it connects to and impacts other areas of the field. So for example, I'll consider myself a generalized specialist as I have expertise generally in security operations, but I have specialized skills in threat detection engineering, detection platform management, cloud security, incident response, and security architecture. This allows me to understand how my specialized skills connect to and influence other critical areas of cybersecurity, making me more effective in cross-functional projects, strategic planning, and even career flexibility with moving around across different roles. As a personal career example of career flexibility, I started out in cloud and SaaS threat detection at Datadog a few years ago, and then transitioned into Amazon where I took on a diverse set of responsibilities. Throughout the last year, I was deeply involved in incident response, handling complex cases involving several things, including fraud detection, platform abuse prevention, and investigating data exfiltration attempts, amongst many other things. And this role was particularly interesting as it involved working within a specialized organization structure and even a custom operating system environment. And now in an exciting career progression this year, I'm transitioning into a new team where I'll be focusing on different things, including threat intelligence operations, threat hunting initiatives, and some adversarial emulation techniques. This career progression clearly demonstrates how being a generalized specialist has allowed me to adapt and grow across different cybersecurity domains. For me, it was starting out with threat detection in cloud environments and SaaS environments, then moving to complex incident response investigations, and then now focusing on threat intelligence, hunting, and adversarial emulation. Each of these roles has built upon my core expertise while allowing me to develop new specialized skill sets in things I didn't have before. And this kind of versatility is increasingly valuable in cybersecurity where threats and technologies are constantly evolving. Alright, here's the last part of this video, and it's basically about learning how to be consistent and building effective habits. I'm going to be straight with you. Success in anything or in any field requires the right habits and consistency. It's one of my favorite books is Atomic Habits, and it has a lot of really great details about building sustainable habits. You've got to show up, especially on the days when motivation is low. The journey is going to be challenging, but I promise you it's worth every single step. In cybersecurity, success isn't about sporadic bursts of efforts. It's about consistency. You can't just cram technical skills or prepare only when interviews are on the horizon. You need a daily or weekly routine that strengthens your learning and keeps your skills sharp. This field moves fast and you need to move with it. So figure out how to set aside dedicated time for different aspects of your cybersecurity journey. For example, you can dedicate Mondays to networking fundamentals, Tuesdays to scripting, or Wednesdays to practicing on platforms like Hack the Box, whatever works for you. But a routine helps you build competence and makes the whole learning process feel more manageable. And also, building effective habits means embracing continuous improvement. So you want to review your progress regularly and actively seek feedback from your mentors or even a community like our Discord community. Think of it like getting fit. Consistent training in cybersecurity leads to lasting results, and this steady approach builds both confidence and expertise, which are both valuable assets for interviews and just the future of your career. So let's talk about charting your own path and some next steps for you. Cybersecurity, like I said, is an incredible field with endless opportunities, but breaking in requires strategy, persistence, and a willingness to learn. The steps I've shared today, from certifications to hands-on labs to applying strategically, will set you up for success. Ultimately, I want you to understand that breaking into cybersecurity requires leverage. You can leverage with depth of knowledge, depth of credentials, and depth of a network. And remember, in this journey, you're going to face challenges, rejections, and moments of self-doubt. But if you stay consistent, keep building your skills, and believe in yourself, there's no reason you can't land your first cybersecurity role in 2025. So, if you found this video helpful, smash the like button, subscribe for more actionable cybersecurity content, and drop your questions in the comment. I'm happy to answer them. And until next time, check out this video somewhere on the screen that YouTube is recommending for you, and let me know if you like it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.